Good morning, this is Marvin Crow. This is my Communications 101 speech on a persuasive topic. And here's my 5 audience members. Did you know that according to jobera.com that more than 79% of Americans who watch television watch reality TV? Now, with that being said, the big question is why? Why are so many Americans watching reality TV? Well, to start, it's low effort. Low effort television. Two, humans have a need for curiosity and voyeurism when it comes to watching reality TV and television. And then lastly, humans have a big need for relatability and identification when we're watching TV. So to start, we're going to talk a little bit about the low effort entertainment. So when we watch television and we put on our TV screens, when we had a long day at work, the first thing we want to do typically when we watch TV is just put on something that's low effort. We can just sit back, relax. We can maybe cook dinner with our family. We can be washing the dogs, doing our laundry, but we don't have to necessarily be tuned right into the TV. If we miss a scene, it's not like, oh, I have to rewind it. You can just kind of go with the flow and do your own thing while you're watching television, which is something that we need because psychologically humans just need to have a break from time to time. So the next is the curiosity and voyeurism when it comes to watching television. So naturally we have curiosity when we're watching TV, and not even just in TV, in our personal lives. So a lot of times on reality TV, they expose a lot of things about themselves from their private life to conflicts in their day-to-day lives, and then also things like love. So when we think about reality TV and like love, for instance, we think of like The Bachelor. So even though we might think to ourselves, I would never go on TV and be on The Bachelor and expose ourselves to all these men and women and have them degrade us or put us on a ballot to see who's going to fall in love with us. But on the other spectrum of that, humans psychologically, again, like to observe, judge, and compare one another from a distance. And what's the best way to do that? From the distance of someone on the TV and us sitting in the comfort of our homes. So that's why we attract to a lot of these reality TV shows. And then when it comes to the need for relatability and identification, a lot of times when we're watching reality TV, we can see ourselves in what's going on right there on the screen, even though reality TV, a lot of times we see it's like on a heightened context. Everything kind of seems just exacerbated, super big, super larger than life. But we can see a lot of those things. Like, so for me, me and my brother, I have a twin brother, like we were fighters growing up. Like we used to be in the streets just like antagonizing people. So when we see things like on reality TV, when we see people fighting and whatnot, like that's what I learned. I learned you just wrap somebody's hair up and you get them on the floor and you just so they can't get up. And so when I see that on TV, I relate. I'm like, I get it. Like I love watching that kind of stuff. But then on the other end of the spectrum, we have like maybe Dancing with the Stars, where it's just you're voting for the underdog. You see something like even in your personal life, like, oh, I saw this person who started off and they didn't maybe know anything about their job, and we're rooting for them to get to the top, and then you just are waiting for them to just grow and grow and grow. So things like that on reality TV, we relate to when we're watching these kind of things. And then even when it comes to just our private lives, on reality TV, you're sharing a lot of different things from relationships, from different scandals to different just important moments in your life, scary moments in your life, things that, when we're sitting, even with our closest friends, you might think like, I would never go and tell somebody something like that. I would never go and tell my friend that. I would never go and tell, and these people are exposing it on a big scale. So we can relate to it. And then we also are like, wow, they have the vulnerability to get on this big, massive screen and share it with all of these people. So we can see ourselves a lot. So when we're talking about all of this, again, it comes down to our need to detach from our own daily stresses, which is why it's so easy for us as Americans, because we work so hard. We put so many hours into the day. We all have a lot of families and everything's going on, to put on the TV screen, turn it on, and just relax. So again, we have psychological needs for a mental break. Again, I want to talk about the urge to observe, judge, and compare people at a distance, and then our need for identification when we're watching these things. So at the end of the day, next time you see the Kardashians on your TV screen, you know, maybe you might want to sit down and turn up the volume because you might have a little more in common with them than you think. With that being said, thank you.
Yeah.
Let me turn it around.
That was great.